Hi guys, this is Jess. It's been a while. I just wanted to come on and show you guys how to do this effect. So I am doing her nail as a base with Majestic Violet, which is from the options line. And so what you want to do next is you're going to use your, oops, that's not correct. Oh, sorry. I'm trying to pull this up. There we go. Okay, so I'm going to use my Aurora Silver, and that's going to create my glue. And then I'm going to use these sparkles, which is a nice, chunky, really gorgeous sparkle. And that's what we're going to do. So if you have any questions, let me know. So I'm just using my 106 brush. So again, I used Majestic Violet. Let me clean the lid of this really quick. As her base. So this is from the options line. Really gorgeous color. And I'm going to, oh, looks like I touched a little spot there. Use the Aurora Silver as my glue. And what this lets you do is get your, hi Gloria from Hawaii. Hi Terry. So I'm going to use this, and that way if you're using a gloss, sometimes your sparkles will move. It works really well if you're doing an all over kind of effect, but when you want it centralized and a little bit of a design, it's nice to dab it into something that's a little bit more stuck, and the Auroras will kind of be stuck. So with Rockstar Toes, what I will typically do is do a coat of a solid color, like say this was going to be a Rockstar Toe. I would do a coat of Majestic Violet, then a coat of silver, and then dab the chunky into the coat of silver, and that creates a base color, which is great because if there's any gaps in your glitter, you don't want it to be just nude underneath or natural. You want to make sure that you have a color underneath. So you do base color, and then just brush on your Auroras, and then just dab your chunky sparkle in it, and then you finish it with your options clear, and that is you can use it as a top coat, and it's got a little bit thicker viscosity and it floats over the sparkle really well, so I'm going to be using that as well. Alright, so now that I have this on here, don't cure. You want it to stay wet because this is your glue. Then you're going to dab in your sparkle. So these sparkles, I do sell them. I don't have them up on the website. It's just one of those projects I haven't had time to do, take pictures of all of these and get them up. But I do have them available. So if you're coming to the retreat, I have them actually in dollar bags too. So if you don't, because you don't use very much, and so you can have the chance to have, 200 different glitters if you want. And only spend $1 a bag, and that way you can have a nice catalog of glitters for your clients and only get new ones when you need them. So that is one option. Hi Tracy. Yeah, I love the Auroras too, and this is your first time seeing the Aurora glitters. They are 3 sizes of glitter in every pot. Most companies make their glitters and it's kind of one size of glitter, and these are 3 holographic glitters in every pot. And what that does is it makes it so that you can do blends and fades really nicely, because you can kind of push the chunkier out of the way and keep the finer. See how there's some fine and some chunky? It allows you to do a fade really nicely, but it's really good for glue. So if you want to use a glue or a way to get chunky sparkles on that adds a little bit more maybe than just a solid gel, or you want it to stay placed. If I were to use this with just top coat, sometimes it will move my design by the time I get it all done, and these aren't going to move. So I've been gone to Yellowstone for a week, which has been fantastic. But now I'm back in the salon, so if there's anything you guys are wanting to see this week, please let me know, so I make sure I pop on here and do more videos for you guys. All right, so beautiful. Love this effect. So then what I'm going to do is just look down the barrel, and I'm just going to make sure that there's nothing sticking up too much. Just kind of dabbing. Make sure there's nothing sticking up. Sometimes the shreds of sparkles will stick up, so this I just kind of check for those because I'm not going to finish file this. I'm just going to use a thicker top coat. All right, go on in the light. Oh, on your 4 p.m. client. Woohoo! Yeah, this is a really pretty design. So close this before I spill it. This one's number 82, and I've used at least one whole jar of this. This is one of my favorite ones. All right, so I'm just going to grab Options Clear, and you can see this one has little bits of sparkle in it. That's all right. It all sinks to the bottom. And make sure my brush is clear. And I'm going to float this over the nail as a top coat. So you don't want to streak it over the nail. You want to get enough on there that you can pillow it around the cuticle and then float it over without dragging the nail. Making sure that you get in between your little bit of glitters. Don't let keep your pillow in the back. You want to pull that up so that you get a nice smooth finish. But what this does is it will create a completely smooth nail without any bumps of glitter. And it's really shiny. So sometimes I'll do like 2 nails and then freeze it just to make sure that nothing moves on me. But it's not as runny as like Shine On or regular Luxio gloss. If you're using those, they're a bit runnier and you're not going to be able to cover up these chunky sparkles without having to finish file them. Just getting some of the bubbles out that I created. And also I want to come at an angle at the cuticle and pull because I want to make sure that that cuticle area is really thin. You don't want a big ledge around the cuticle. Making sure that I get enough on the sides. So you want to spend a little bit of time getting your top gloss on perfectly, but it's worth it because you end up with a completely smooth nail. Now if you see a little bit of a bump, like I do right there, just push a little bit more right over it and it'll smooth out. You can remove what you need to on the side. Okay, just double check that. I'm going to freeze this for a few seconds. Like 1, 2, and then come back out. And that will keep any of the gel from moving. So Options Clear is also really nice in the sense that you're getting a little bit of extra strength. Your Options Clear is stronger than any of your other top coats. So if you have someone that tends to crack their corners or chips or something like that, you can try to use a little bit of Options Clear and use that as your top coat, and that will add a little bit of extra strength as well. Just checking my line of light, make sure everything looks pretty good. I'm going to freeze this for a few seconds before I do the thumb. Okay. And so this lets you encapsulate your sparkles really nicely without having to add more product, then finish file, and then top coat. I don't have time for that in my 1-hour service. And so if you can do it using the products that are at your disposal, then save yourself the time. And it looks great and it lasts really well. She came in, her nails were 5 weeks grown out. They looked great. We had a fade on last time, so 5 weeks didn't even look like 5 weeks. So there's tricks around grow out situations as well, but this lets you get your sparkle on there and smoothed out. I'm just going to let that smooth out. So that's how we do that. So we'll let this go in for a full cure, and then I'll wipe the tacky layer and I'll just file the edges and she'll be done. But that's how you can use your Auroras as glue when dealing with a chunky sparkle. So thanks for joining me. I'll see you guys later. Bye.